Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We're gonna get started in a couple seconds with our next session. So we're gonna take a break from coding. Thanks for being here for the first session. I hope you learned a lot from Ben, our economist at EPI. My name's Sebastian Martinez Hickey. I'm a research assistant on the EARN team from EPI, and I'm going to talk to you about a new data resource that we're going to be making available to the network, which is our EARN code library. Let's see. Before we go any further, I want to give a thank you to Logan Rockefeller Harris and Patrick McHugh from the North Carolina Budget and Tax Center. They've been working closely with the EARN team since the inception of this project and have been really important in guiding it to where it is today. So thank you to you, and look forward to continuing to work with you. But now let's dive into what is the code library. So the code library is going to be a repository of Stata and R code that exists on the EARN website. Basically, you'll be able to log in. Many of you already have an EARN website account. It's very easy to get. You just go to the EARN website, earn.us, and then go to the top right corner and sign up for a new account. But it's going to be this web page where you can go and explore a variety of Stata and R work that's done by other EPI staff, other EARN researchers, and then you will be able to upload your own projects to the website so that we can make this a really vibrant and lively tool across the network. So why do we want to create a code library? Basically at EARN, we're always looking for ways to improve the data resources that we make available to the EARN network. You can see that in like the products like the State of Working X website, the various technical assistance services we provide, as well as the data bootcamp sessions that we're running today. And at the same time, we know there's always a lot of really exciting research that's happening throughout the network. We love seeing all your publications. We love when you reach out and you have questions about how to do this project or just letting us know what you're working on. But right now, we don't have a clear way of sharing a lot of the coding knowledge that's underpinning a lot of the research that's happening in the network. So we want to create this resource so that we can generate new ideas and share ideas for research projects across the network. You'll be able to look at a project and maybe see a data set you didn't know about, or see a data technique or package that you weren't sure how to use. And then we also want to make your data analysis more accessible and efficient. We hope that having these examples can lower the barrier to entry to doing your own microdata analysis and provide examples for publish or how to access different published BLS census data. And in the name of accessibility, that's another reason that we're putting it on the EARN website instead of using a tool like GitHub, because we know a lot of you already use the EARN website instead of going through a tool like Git, which has its own learning curve. So next, I'll go through the components of any code library project that's going to be on the website. So there are four components, and these are the files that are literally going to be on the website that you'll be able to download for each project. The first is a description document. This is just a Word document or a text file that describes the project, describes the data that's being used, and goes through any instructions that are necessary to run the code effectively. The second component are the code files themselves, either the Stata do files or R scripts or R markdown documents that are being used to execute the code. The third thing will be any supplementary data. So like Ben just went through, sometimes you want to bring in CPI values or bring in another small document that's necessary for executing the code. Did Ben come off camera? Hi, Ben. And then finally, output example. Basically, an example that if someone is using something on the project, they can compare their own analysis to what the author originally intended. And now I'll walk through two examples of the types of projects that you'll encounter on the website. So this first project is something that EPI staff worked on, where we calculated the median wages in Ohio by a variety of demographic characteristics, the intersection of union status and gender, union status and race and ethnicity, and educational attainment. This is a screenshot of the description document. You can see it has a short description of the actual project. It describes the data that's being used, which in this case is the CPS microdata extracts that EPI has created. And then it provides some instructions about the packages that you have to download, any small edits to the code that you need to make to have it run effectively for you. And then the second component is this analysis was done with Stata. So we have the do file. You can see that it's clearly commented so that anyone who is using it can understand what each part of the code is doing. In this analysis, we're pooling several years of data. So we want to make sure that the wage data is in the same adjusted real dollars. So it's important to have CPI values so that you can adjust your data. So this would be a supplementary CSV that would also be on the website. And finally, the sample output. We're going to output the analysis in an Excel document. And now the second example I'll share is in R. And this is a project that was shared with us by Logan Harris at the North Carolina Budget and Tax Center. In this analysis, she uses the Census Bureau's API to look at ACS data to go by county in North Carolina and estimate the poverty rate by race, as well as the child poverty rate in each county. So we have a short description, an explanation of the data, some instructions for how to sign up for the API, as well as any packages that are necessary to run the code. She's using R Markdown. If this looks a little different than other R stuff you've seen, don't worry, it runs the same way. But R Markdown lets you create these like very cool interactive documents that are easy to share and easy to understand, like what each part of the code is doing. There's no supplementary data in this example, so we can go straight to the output. Again, a CSV that's then easy to manipulate for the other analysis that you're doing. So now I'll talk about like next steps and uploading content to the library. We hope to have the website available by the end of 2022, at which point all the projects that I've just gone through, all the code from today and previous data bootcamps that we've done in the past is all going to be available on the website. But to really make this project thrive, we're going to reach out to the network and ask for you to share your projects with us. And so we hope that an author can share all 4 components that we've gone through today. We don't want this process to be super onerous, but I think like it's clear that a lot of that information is really essential for someone who's trying to use that project for their own analysis and to really understand it. And then once an author shares that work, EARN staff like myself will work to make sure everything that all the description is clear, all the code commenting is clear, so that we can put it on the website. And we would want the code authors to share their own contact info so that people can reach out directly to them when they have questions about their project. So yeah, that's our introduction of this project. We're really excited about it. We think it's an example of something that, this is what EARN is about, is to try to foster collaboration across the network, share ideas so that we can all do better data research. This is my email. Feel free to reach out if you have questions, if you already have a project that you are thinking about sharing. And I'll take any questions now, but thank you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Just wondering, so we mainly work out of SPSS, but we would love to contribute in some way. Is the website going to be restricted to only R and Stata data at this, or working files at this time?
No, I don't think there's any reason to restrict it to just those 2 things. If SPSS is something that would be useful to your organization, then we're happy to include it. I think, yeah, as long as it includes the other content that we talked about, it's all good.
Okay.
But thank you for bringing that up. Great. Well, I think and if you have any more questions, obviously I'm going to be around. I'll be around throughout the conference. But in the meantime, I think we can take another quick break before we do our last data bootcamp session. And there are some snacks available, is my understanding, outside that you can I don't know, enjoy. We're gonna start. When's our next session start, Zane?
Technically, yeah. Let's take 15 minutes, so everyone come back at 3:15.
All right, cool. Thank you, everybody.